Hello and welcome back to Plans with Elle. This channel is all about mine and my family. We're a family of 3. Our journey to get ourselves out of debt. We've got a personal loan that we have and into a better financial position so we can work on our savings goals, saving to do fun things as a family and just to live a better, more fulfilling and enriching life. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please do stick around. And in today's video, it's a two-parter actually. I normally do them separately, but it's going to be a check-in for week 3 and a cash stuffing for week 4. The reason why I'm doing it in both is because you might have already seen from the thumbnail or from the title of the video, it has been a spendy week on my part. I've got to add that bit in at the end. I just, honestly, you know what? This is why I started this channel though, to hold myself accountable, to find a community, to hope that there's some cheerleaders out there to say, come on, you've got this, get focused, stay on track, you can do this. And watching lots of your videos this week has just really helped me, seeing lots of you stuffing your small challenges and using them for bigger challenges. It's been a really motivating week in terms of cheering everybody else on and just a little bit of a, oh, what are you doing for my own self, sorry. But there we have it. Let's get into it and let's start with the check-in. So hopefully that's in shot. You'll see, this is a different book. I've misplaced my other one, so we're just going to work with this one. You can see that for groceries, we put £60 in last week. Transport was 30, spending was 20. We normally put 70 into groceries, but I wanted to have £10 for a dice roll and to challenge ourselves. 30 is normally what goes into transport. And then for spending, I normally, or for this month, have allotted £30 a week. I rolled the dice, got a 10, so it was 20. And actually, even of that 20, I put 5 into an emergency fund, which I'm actually going to take back out of the emergency fund. Let's just get into it because there's a lot. There's a lot. So let's start with my envelopes. So here we go. Just move this to the side. Move this out of the way. Hopefully it's still at least a little bit in shot. So we'll start with groceries, put those to the side. So as you can see, groceries has got barely any change left. And to be honest with you, we've been grocery shopping online as well. So we've blown the budget, we've spent over, but I'm not going to count it. I'm going to work that out along with my credit card debt, which, like I say, I'm going to put into another video. There's going to be a whole video on my credit card debt and how I'm going to work on that. So of the £60 we put in, we have 50, 65, am I even showing that? 66 left over. So we have £60 take away 66p is £59.34. So that's how much we spent in cash. That is not how much we spent. I honestly couldn't tell you how much we spent. I don't think it was more than £100. I'm probably making it sound really dramatic right now, but it was more than I wanted, and I used my card where ideally I didn't want to. So that's going to go to the penny savings challenge. So I'll put that aside for now. Transport, diddly squat, nothing in there. And there's nothing in next week's either. You'll see that I'm not going to stuff anything into transport for next week. So all of the transport money went to fuel this week and nothing else. Pumpkin picking, and then there's a few other unexpected trips that we'd needed to do. And it just all added up. And I really need to factor in things like half term. I need to budget more money for things like fuel or just travel in general, days out, nights out, things like that. I need to factor in that £30 isn't going to cut it. £30 can get us to and from work, but it doesn't get us to other places. So, lesson learnt. And spending. No, this isn't anything to be proud of. Let me just put this in, sorry. £30 spent for fuel, nothing left over. Spending, it's saying I've got £5 left over, so therefore I spent £15. I spent way more than £15 this week. Vinted, anybody else find Vinted is their absolute nemesis. It's wonderful in many ways, but oh, do I spend my money on that site? So yeah, clothes galore. I just go down, scroll down. Often it's the adverts that come up on YouTube that just remind me, and then I just end up with a little look, and suddenly something's in the basket and it's already been paid for on my credit card. Not good. So £5 left over. It's not really left over, but I will do something with that money a little later on. So that's the check-in really. Overspent, and that's it. So groceries is going to be getting £70 this week. Transport is going to be getting nothing this week. And spending is going to be getting 30, but we're going to do the dice roll for that. So I'll put this aside for now. And then we will get into the cash and into the envelopes. So let's have a look. So here hopefully is the cash that I am stuffing today. It's a lot less cash. There's been a lot of different things going on. The budget feels a lot more complicated this week, but hopefully I can make it make sense. So let's start with counting the money. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85, and another 5 there. That's 90. So just stuffing £90 today, and that's because a lot of the cash stuffing has been done online this week, and it'll make sense as I go through. So let's get stuck into it. So emergency fund, I'm actually going to take the £5 out. Yes, so the £5 that I put into the emergency fund from my spending from last week, because I said we'd actually budgeted 25, went wrong somewhere, oh, I may as well take it out of my spending. No, we've changed our minds, my partner and I, we've had a conversation, we're going to stuff £20 a month into this instead of 25, which is nice. It makes it a weekly. So I'm going to put this 5 back into my spending pile, not to go to spending, but it's going back. I'm not going to worry about that too much because I only cut it in half. So emergency fund now has £20, and from now on we'll just be doing £20 a month. We already do have a starter emergency fund, so this isn't a high priority, but obviously it's still important, to something to keep going with. Car insurance is going to be getting 10. It's usual 10 that gets every week, sorry. So let's have a little look. We have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, £80. That sounds about right. So £80. I don't know which pen it is. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, yeah. 80, and that was the right pen, so that's not too bad. So £80 in car insurance. I'm anticipating this will just tick along nicely until we need it next year. It's not due until next year, so hopefully you can just keep that one going and not have to dip into it for any reason. MOT and service is getting nothing. I mentioned in a previous video, because the MOT has just gone, I needed to use the money that I was putting in here towards the advisories, and so I said I'm not going to stuff it for the rest of the month. That will start getting stuffed again in November, ready for next year. Car maintenance. Now this one, as you can see, has nothing, but I did have £20 in last week, and that is because, I don't know what date it was, let's just pretend it was the 20th. That is because I used it for a bulb. The bulb cost about £13 or £14, but I didn't even say that I've put in 20. Let's just say minus 10 here, just so then it makes sense that it's 0. But I spent the remainder of the money on something to do with my little one. I can't remember, it was wipes or something. So yes, nothing now in car maintenance, but it was useful for what I needed it to be useful for. So I am glad the money went in there when it did, with the roll of the dice. Home insurance is a monthly stuff. It should have £30 in here, 20, 30. That's £15 a month. Let's have a look. Debt. I'm really sorry, Dion. I still have not started colouring in my tracker yet. Yeah, I just haven't yet. the beautiful tracker. I'm undecided if I want to do where sort of my current loan is now, that's at 6,400, or if I want to do it where the starting was, which was 8,000. And then even with that, because the overpayments are in my hand here, I'm not necessarily I don't know if I want to calculate them as part of the tracker until I've actually cashed the money. I'm probably making it way more complicated than it is. If you've got any ideas for me to make it a lot simpler, because honestly, I make the simplest things complicated, please do just let me know in the comments. But it has 20, 30, 40, £50. So £50 in debt, that is monthly stuff. We want to attack this a bit more aggressively next month. We're hoping to do £100 a month instead of 50. So fingers crossed we can do that. Mortgage, this is a hope to do an overpayment of 10% a month. We are not there yet. Household. Now a bit of a, not a story, but just something I need to say that's happening with household actually. Household should have 310 in total, of which, as you can see here, I've got some in the bank and the rest in cash here. However, I have moved some money over. So the money that I would have withdrawn today, which would have been £50, rather than withdrawing it, I transferred £40 straight over to where the 300 is, or 310 is, because having the £10 in my account was annoying. I'd rather have the £10 in cash and then have a nice round number, especially as I don't have the placeholders for £10. So these are Iris budgets, placeholders. Love these, absolutely stunning. So with that being said, I'm stuffing £10 of the 50 that I would have stuffed, but I'm going to use a 50 placeholder that makes up for the fact that I now have 350 in the account. I really, really hope that makes sense and that I haven't fluffed up that explanation too much. So let's get this in some sort of order. So in household, I didn't even explain that, did I? The household envelope is for a loan. Well, it's not a loan. I sold my house. And we have myself and my partner have used the money to put towards things for the new house that we've bought together. But I don't just want that money just to suddenly go on the fridge and the flooring and that's it. I never see it again. So what myself and my partner have agreed is that we will pay the money back into the account. So we have in effect become our own bank. So it's the bank of plans without. And so far we have paid back 200, 350, 70, 90, 410. So I'm so pleased with how quickly this one is going. 410, and that's based on 2 months. Do I want to colour this in now? I don't know how many it was before. Was it 360 before, wasn't it? Because I've done 50. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll double check that off camera, but that should represent 410. So yeah, I'm really pleased. It is more than 1,000, but it's nice to see it happen on this tracker, and then we can replenish and so on from there. So there we go. I think that is it for this binder. Yes, it is. So then we move on to my other sinking funds binder. Didn't even do my spending and everything, did I? Oh, honestly. We'll do the binders first now we've started. I might get an order to my videos at some point. Right, Christmas. Christmas is getting nothing this week. I think I explained it in a previous video. Bought some Christmas food from Cook. Had a £30 voucher and then topped up the other £20. £10 would have been from last week and £10 from this week. So Christmas isn't getting anything, but it currently has 10, 25, 30, and I will likely be taking either 15 or 20 out of his soon because I already know of a present that I'm getting for somebody. So that will probably go down, probably by the next video. I'm hoping to go shopping tomorrow or today, depending on when I put this video up. So yes, it's a tricky one, isn't it? There's only 2 more paydays left. Are we going to have enough? I don't know. I had watched actually Yorkshire Budgets, Michelle, and she was talking about how she does a snowballing for sinking funds, and I thought that's a really good idea and maybe something I could consider so that I can get Christmas up a lot quicker and then go from there. So that's something I'm going to think about, but for now that's getting nothing. Gifts, I actually need to take this money out. I have bought gifts, bought something for a friend, and it did cost the £25, so that's going to go in my back to bank. Put that aside for now. Holidays got 5, and that's staying. That's just for a holiday that we have next year. It is going to need 450 for the accommodation, and then whatever for spending money. We will have to start stuffing that from January quite aggressively, but for now it's just got the 5 from, I think it was a dice roll. Date night was spent up, I think, in week 2. Days out, we haven't put anything into yet, but I'm realising actually that's going to be an incredibly important one, especially for half term and holidays. Girls' trips got 5. That's going to be one that's just going to trickle for now, the odd bit that comes in, because it's not anything imminent. Boys' trips should have 100. I know this. I like to count the money. Let's be honest. I just like to count the money. 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So that's my partner going to Ibiza next year. So I need to get that money up as well for when that happens. Sweet Pea, that's my little one. I do a toy subscription for Sweet Pea with a company called Love Every, and this one is one I do online. You can see I've done some erasing here, not very well. I used some Milton wipes. It's not come off as well as I imagine the nail polish remover, but hopefully you get the idea. So what we've done, my little one had I know what he had, £840 in savings. That's come from various places, birthday money, family wanting to put it into savings, us putting some into savings. So he had 840 in savings. I've seen on Zopa that you can have a savings account with them at the moment, and for 2 years, I think it's a 4.75% interest rate or something like that. And I thought, oh, that sounds really good to me. But you have to have a minimum of £1,000. So what I've done is I've taken 160 out of here, moved that into there. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use that account now, that savings account. I found another one that I might use. But the point is, I've now got £1,000 for him saved. I'm going to put it somewhere, lock it away, because it is long-term money. It's my little one's money. Nothing to do with myself and my partner. We're not touching it. So going to lock that away for a couple of years and then maybe move it somewhere else in a year or two's time, depending on what interest rates are saying then. So it currently has £80 therefore here. So how we're going to make this back up, we do £40 a month anyway. The £20 we get from a relative each month to go towards savings will now go into this. So £60 a month will now be going in here, and hopefully that means it will go a little bit quicker, and then we might have to just add a little bit in closer to the time as well. So, and also I don't actually need 480. I do think it's slightly less than this, because by you paying for 4 subscriptions in a go, they do a deal with you. It makes it cheaper. So that's the story of that. I feel like I tell a long story for that every time. Nothing for back to bank. That's the dice challenge. So let's do that now, actually. Let's do the dice challenge now, because I'm getting £30 spending money. Not that I deserve it after my spending. But yeah, £30 spending money. Let's bring in the spending envelope ready. Sorry. And let's see how much of that is going to go into the dice challenge. It's been brutal so far, hasn't it? First 3 weeks and I've rolled 2 10s and a 9. And in some ways that's good, because I'm giving myself £30 a week. I don't think I'll be doing that again. But in other ways it's... I've overspent regardless, so I don't know. £3. Okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah, thank you very much. Let's do the green. £3 going into the dice challenge, so a little bit more money for me this week. I don't know if it will be spent, or I don't know if I'm just going to try and squirrel it away, ready for the debt, the extra debt I've created for myself. So we'll see how we get on. I'll put that aside for now. And then let's put this over here. And it would have been £30, so 10, 20, 5, and then the other 5 there makes 30. So quite simply, I'm going to take this 3 here and pop that into my dice challenge. And then I'm going to take my 25 and put it into my spending envelope. So yeah, we'll see. I'm away for a little bit of the coming week, so actually I might just keep it, spend it, and therefore hopefully avoid spending on my credit card or any other way. Oh, I forgot a little bit of money there, didn't I? Because it was only £3 going into the dice challenge. So there we go, that's spending stuffed. And then we want to do groceries. That should be what we have left. So let's do that now. As I mentioned, transport is getting nothing. We do have a little bit of money in buffer should we need more fuel, which I think we might. So there should be, hopefully, £40 here. 10, 20, 30, 40. So the reason why I'm not stuffing the full... why do I have money here? Honestly, I confuse myself so much. Why do I have money at the side? I'll figure that out in a second. I'm not stuffing the full 70 because... my partner is away for a couple of days and needs some of the money, and then obviously I'm away for a few days, so I will need some money, and I'm away with little one. So what we've decided is I'll take 40, my partner will take 30, and we'll see how we get on. So that's that stuffed. So I know I've got this £10 here, which was my spending. I've got the money here, which was to go into my penny savings. Where have I got this 25 from? Did I take it out of an envelope and not put it back in? Was it from the emergency? No, 5 was from the emergency there. Oh, honestly. Right, let me figure this out. Okay, it's come back to me. It was because I took it out from gifts, didn't I? I'm sure lots of you would have been shouting at your TVs or phones, whatever you're watching this on. Like, come on, you just took it out of gifts. Yes, this is the money that I said I was going to do in back to bank. So tell you what, let's do that now before I forget. So I think my back to bank is in here. So at least that way, I'm not going to forget. Oh, honestly, what a mess of a video. It's probably gone on too long as well because of everything, but yeah, this week, this spendy week. Right then, so we had 66p left to go into the penny challenge, so let's not waste any time. Let's find 66. Let's colour it in. Still undecided on what I want to do. I think at minimum, I'm going to just do this side of the penny challenge. I love the look of the budget with Zoe penny challenge, which is the one that saves you. It's a 100-day penny savings, and that really appeals to me. And then the idea of rolling it into another sinking fund or another challenge. So I'm thinking of that, but for now we're sticking with this. So that's the 66p, 50, 65, 6 going into this envelope. I still have not sorted out a pop for this. I'll probably be saying that in a year's time, won't I? And this will just be a mountain of coins. There we have it. So I've got that £10 left, and you've guessed it, I'm going to do a dice roll with it because why not? Because why not? I don't need the spending money as it is, but yeah. So for those of you that may not have watched any of my videos before, I do a dice roll, and the 10-sided dice. 1 goes into Christmas, 2 goes to date night, 3 to debt, 4 to gifts, 5 to car maintenance, 6 to days out, 7 to holiday, 8 to household debt, 9 goes into split spending. I don't think I'm going to do that. If I get that, I think I'll just roll again, and 0 is roll again. Yeah, I don't want to split it as spending. Had plenty of spending money. So if anything, if I get a 9, it can go to petrol. There you go. Right, let's see what we're going to get. 0, roll again. Oh, that rolled off. I don't know if you saw that. It rolled off. It was a 3. and I'm actually quite happy with that. It's going to debt. That's not a bad thing, because that's the one I did say I want to be able to put more into each month anyway. So I'm quite pleased with that. I said this was going to be a shorter video. I'm so sorry that it's not. I hope it's not too frustrating. 20, 40, 55, 60. So £60 now in debt. And this is the personal loan. So this is the actual loan, not the Bank of Plans Without loan. So there we have it. Another mess of a video. I believe I said my last one was a bit of a mess. Like I say, it's the spending. The spending has me... Ugh. I am a spender by nature anyway, quite impulsive, rather than a saver. I've always enjoyed spending my money, but hopefully it's something that I can work on and improve on, because I've got some goals. There are things that I want to do, and I'm not going to be able to do it if I keep spending in the way I do. So as I mentioned, there'll be another video coming up where I'll talk a little bit more about the credit card and how it's something that was being paid off each month, and it's now it's just become debt. To be frank, it's become debt. So I'll do that in another video, because this one has gone on long enough. Thank you so much for sticking with me to this part of the video. I know it's gone on lots of rambles, but I do appreciate it. I appreciate the comments, I appreciate all the engagement and everything, so thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing how your Novembers go. I'm really excited to start a new month. I'm ready for it after this week, and just have a more positive and have a more focused month. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.